So what I added was a bunch of text writes and sleeps, right? And if I run it, you can see how that looks. First the turtles fly off of the screen, then Turdy appears, and it prints out some messages. Mommy, Daddy, looks scary out there. So hungry. I better go look for some food. Right? So now I can control Turdy, and the game begins. So what I noticed here is that every time I move to a new screen, meaning let's say I go to the top of the screen, I want some text to appear to kind of tell the story, right? Like, oh no, look, there's a shark. And then the shark is going to go straight for the turtle and then eat him, right? And then if I move to the left, it's going to say, oh no, look, there's a current. And then the turtle is going to get dragged to the current and then be swept away. And then if I move to the bottom, then yeah, I still haven't really thought about what's going to happen at the bottom. Maybe it might be some killer jellyfish or something, and you could say like, oh no, look, there's killer jellyfish. And then, so anyways, every place where he goes, and like every screen that he goes, I want Turtle or Turdy to talk, right? To narrate the story, to tell the person who's playing the game what's happening, basically. So I'm going to be doing this stuff quite a bit. And what I was thinking is that instead of having the text in different locations, like high, lower, lower, and lower, and then having a whole bunch of time dot sleeps, I can make a function for it. Okay, and what is the function going to do? It's going to use text to print out whatever I need to print out, sleep, and then I'm going to call that function again, and I'm going to print out looks scary out there. Okay, so it's going to print out mommy, daddy, sleep, and then clear the text. I'm going to call it again with looks scary out there, so it's going to print out looks scary out there, sleep, clear the text, and I'm going to keep doing that. All right. So let's go ahead and define this function, and let's call it write text. Def write text. And write text does need to take in an argument. It needs to take in what is going to be written onto the screen. All right. And so let's go ahead and take the code down here at the bottom that we're going to use. So I'm going to do a go to. I'm going to do a write. I'm going to do a sleep. Okay, so I'm going to do all of this. And I'm going to put it in my write text here. And I want to go to, maybe that looks a little too high. Maybe I could do 150. And I could write, and I don't want to write mommy and daddy. What I want to write is text, right? Whatever I give to write text, I want to write onto the screen. And then I want to sleep for 2 seconds. And then I'm going to do a text.clear. All right. Now, this text variable, now that we set it up this way, can be local to write text, right? Because we don't need him here in main to write anything. We just need him here in write text to write something. So he can be local to main. That means he should be local to main. I'm sorry, to write text. That means he should be local to write text. So I'm going to do that, create him there. Maybe I could just grab all of this here where I create it. I'm just going to cut it out of main, right? So text no longer exists in main, but he's going to exist here in write text. All right. So now that we have our function definition called write text, we should probably use him to write text onto the screen. Right? And what is write text doing? He's taking in text to write to the screen. He's going to a certain location. Oh, I got to do a text.penup. .penup. Okay. Goes to a certain location. And then he writes the text onto the screen at that location, sleeps for 2 seconds, leaving that text on the screen for 2 seconds, and then clearing it out. All right, that's what write text is doing. So let's go ahead and use it. So the first time, or first place we write something is right here, right? And so we don't need to do text.penup anymore or hi turtle. Oh, I should do a hi turtle up there too. So let's do text.hide turtle as well. Okay. So now right here I don't need to do all this stuff. All I need to do is call write text, and I give it the text that I want to write. I'm going to give it this, mommy, daddy, right? Write text is going to do all of this for me, So I don't need to do any of this stuff here. And then after write texting mommy daddy, well then I'm going to write text again, and I'm going to print out looks scary out there. And then I'm going to do it again, and I'm going to print out I'm so hungry, and so on. Right? So I'm going to print out 4 things, and I'm going to take this and put it here, and I'm going to take this and put it here. And now I could erase all of this text. I mean all of these commands. So what we did is we wrote write text once, and we're using it 4 times. Right? This results in shorter code, less lines of code, and shorter is always better. Alright, so this is better than what we had before. And what's going to happen? It's going to come down, it's going to execute, execute, execute. It's going to get down to line 169. We're giving write text the string mommy daddy. It's going to jump up to the function definition for write text here. Text is going to be equal to mommy daddy. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, this shouldn't be called text because we called our turtle text, right? Maybe we can call this turtle T instead. Or else it'll get mixed up and won't know what's the text and what's the turtle, right? So there we go. Alright, so it's going to jump up here. Text is going to be equal to mommy daddy. It's going to get the turtle ready in the right position. It's going to write mommy daddy onto the screen for 2 seconds and then clear it. Once that's finished, it's going to come back down to where that function was called, which is right here, and it's going to move on to the next line of code, which is 170. And then it's going to jump back up to the function definition for write text, and this time it's going to print out looks scary out there, and so on. Then it's going to go jump back down here to 171 and write I'm so hungry. So it's going to do exactly what we had before, except in a more efficient way. Alright, so now we have a narrator that's able to narrate our story, and we can go ahead and move the turtle around and begin our adventure.